Welcome back to Dad's Foxbody Garage on a snowy Sunday afternoon. About 2:30. It's a sign that the driving season has officially come to a close here in Michigan, for me anyways. Once the salt trucks go out, cars stay in until first rain. Not worth it to me, especially on the white car. But it is actually a nice car to get it all mucked up underneath. Calypso, not too worried about, but it would be a death wish to go out there in Calypso. So, it looks like we're done for the season, so on to the building stage. So I know in the past episodes I've talked about everything that's on my table here to do. Basically springs, front end rebuild. On Calypso, I'll probably even try to do a rack so it's completely new. Like it's the brakes are all new front to back, emergency brakes, everything, lines, everything. I really want to rebuild the front end because now that we have a lot of power, we need to be able to control it. So at least with the steering in the front. Tires, we'll approach that down the road. Because obviously my tire choice last year was not adequate because it is impossible to keep straight in second gear. Anyhow, what I want to talk to you today about was building and where do you get your parts from. So I think I mentioned before, actually in the last maybe one or two episodes, some of my standard stuff like sensors and stuff like that come from basically two sources. I try to use my local, call him old timer. He's been around forever. I've known him since I was just a kid over in Livonia at New 5 Auto. His name's Paul. If you're local, go in and say hi. Tell him I sent you. He might not know who Dad's Foxbody Garage is, but just let him know that Rich sent you. So my other source was O'Reilly's. But then like anything like specific Mustang related, I use NPD. Almost exclusively. Some CJ Pony and LMR peppered in there when I can't get a local, but I'm fortunate and have NPD just 10 minutes from my house. And anybody that doesn't know NPD that's into Fox bodies, you need to look them up because they got everything. So probably my largest source of parts is Facebook Marketplace. I messed around a little bit with that, buying and selling on there during the pandemic. But it kind of really blossomed when I got into Mustangs. I didn't realize how many people out there were into Mustangs actually when I started working on these. I bought mine because I liked them. It's what I grew up with. I think I mentioned before I had two of them when I was in my probably late teens to early 20s, back in the 80s. And I just wanted to get back into it. That's why, I've had other Mustangs. I had a Mustang 2, it was a Cobra 2 for a hot second, and I had a 70 Fastback in high school also. But the 5.0s, as we call them back then, were the hot ticket. So, I don't know, just a lot of good memories with my buddies back then and, racing around on Telegraph and all that. So that's how I gravitated to here. But anyway, out of that rabbit hole into Marketplace. So since I bought Calypso, which is I just saw the memory like on Facebook the other day. I think it's like 13 months ago I actually purchased Calypso, and it was didn't look anything like this. It was just a shell basically with a bad motor in it. But through that 13 months, I've purchased and sold car parts almost primarily to build this car. So what I'd do is when I'd see a good deal, I'd buy it if I thought there was money to be made on it. and not rip people off. You know, I'm always ready to, I always want to make someone happy when they leave, right? I want them to be happy with their purchase, because that's what keeps them coming back and builds relationships, right? And I actually have, you know, been in contact with multiple people that have purchased things from me, like, just for that reason. So I'd buy parts, sell them at a good price, and that would enable me to, you know, have a little money on hand that I can purchase some other small parts with, or maybe I'd save that up and buy like a big part. So point being, I just made another purchase with some parts on Marketplace. The guy had a bunch of parts, Foxbody parts, and he was asking some fair prices, so I picked them up. A couple of them I'm going to keep, and a couple of them I'm going to sell. You know, just going back to what's involved in my vehicle as far as used parts is my whole short block came out of a barn. It's an Explorer block that I found on Marketplace, and the whole rotating assembly was in really nice condition. So picked it up, had it rebuilt. Well, I had the machine shop tank it, hone it, Magnaflux it, check it out, and everything was good. In fact, it's still a standard bore. It was still within spec. Anyhow, I mean, that's like the most major component, but there's all kinds of little things that went into that, you know, as far as Foxbody specific stuff I found online. So I wanted to show you a couple of my latest finds here. It's a set of Pro Comp. It's put out by Speedmaster. These are 190 heads. They have 2 inches 50 thou intake valve and 1.6 something exhaust. I know they're not the greatest heads, but I've also seen many articles and YouTube videos on how you can get those heads to flow really well with some blending from the machine, where they machine the seat to the actual port itself. So I think I'll get to that. Those are going to go on the next short block build that I do for Calypso. So let's go on to my other find here out in the White Buffalo here. This is our rare collector's edition. No, not really. This is my my old Windstar. So pick these up. As you can see there, they're GT40P heads. Again, good price. I'm not going to keep those. I already went down that road before. Some people really like them. Nope, door didn't close. And in the back here, picked up a couple turbos and exhaust headers and some V-band clamps for a small block Ford. And I picked this guy up. And this is going to be my next build. It's going to go in Calypso whenever that happens. But as you can see, we got a girdle, windage tray already. And this is a factory Motorsport R block. So they're able to withstand a lot more horsepower than a stock block. It is just a two bolt main version, so you know, I want to keep the horsepower to under 1,000, but with a nice balanced setup. I've seen people in these forums say they're running 900 horsepower. They've been doing it for years and years. You know, some people break them, some people don't. You know, I'm not a die-hard drag racer hitting a strip all the time, and probably may only do it once or twice in my life, you know, the rest of my life anyway. So that was my previous young person life 30 some years ago. But point is, you know, by buying those parts and marking the pricing at a fair price, and so someone still gets a good deal, I'm going to be able to walk away with basically a free block and these aluminum heads, because that's the kind of pricing I just picked up on everything. So I'll be able to start the next build basically at zero money invested. So anyhow, we got a long way to go on power plant that's in Calypso now. It's a lot of fun, and I don't see it going anywhere for some time. I'm just going to keep the boost around 6. From what the math comes out, I think that's around 475 horsepower. Like I've said before, it should live there a long time. But you know, eventually I think I'd like to, you know, get up into the 6s, and I think that's where just going with the next combination, maybe a little bit better of a cam than the old Ford B cam, maybe like an actual blower cam. I think it should be no problem, because I already have the pulley on the shelf to crank up the boost. So but when I do all that, that's the other thing I was going to say, is these AFR 185s that are on here, they'll be going probably on the Stormtrooper then. You know, I can only not screw around with things so long until it drives me crazy, and it's an easy horsepower gain just to put those on. And I still want to keep everything else pretty much stock. I like the way everything else works. You know, cruise control works, everything else works. But I'll probably do the oh, where did I put that? I got a Mac H-pipe around here somewhere. Probably do the H-pipe, get some better headers, and do the heads, and then just put the stock top end back on there. But that's it for now. I just wanted to again talk to you about Marketplace, and you know, I know there's a lot of frustration out there with people that work on Marketplace, and it's no lie, like I must have 30 messages right now. You could probably hear my phone beeping while we're videoing this. It does create a ton of traffic and messaging, but some of it's kind of fun, but some of the guys, they're just like annoying. I mean, you put in the ad, you know, if it's how do I word it? I say won't respond to is it available. You know, if the ad is up, it's still available. Yeah, people still hit the auto reply, is this available? So you know, it is what it is, guys. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, but I try to limit putting things up for sale till the weekends, and then hopefully get rid of it on the weekend, so you know, there's no more distractions during the week and all that stuff. But and it's not all the time. I just happened to get lucky this weekend, and I wanted to share that with you and let everyone know, you know, there are some good deals out there. You just got to be patient and look. And you know, please, if you are actually interested in buying something, don't send is this available. Send them a message on, hey, you know, I can come over, you know, such and such a time or day or whatever, if you're really interested. But if you're just a tire kicker, why do you need to reach out? But anyhow, thanks for watching me ramble, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, and please like and subscribe. The subscriptions really do help. And remember, I do have merch. I think I have one on today. Yep, Dad's Foxbody. Please reach out. I got hoodies, t-shirts, and I think hats are going to get pushed out until after Christmas now, just because we just bought some parts. So we're probably not going to do that till we get a little more capital. So all right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.